It's a kitty.
Oh, kitty.
It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. Time for the hottest wrestling podcast on the planet with your host, good old JP, the silent assassin, Dollar Bill, the cleaner, and the brain. Welcome to the Brain Trust.
Boom. All right,
we need
folks.
pyro.
Yep. And it's gonna scare the shit out of you, like Collision's pyro last week in the arena. I wasn't like they didn't have pyro the entire night, and then they opened up Collision, and it's just a loud as fucking bang, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, woke you up.
Oh, it did.
It sure did. It sure
They
did.
just wanted to make sure you weren't asleep.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean the time, the amount of time that I spent traveling there. Yeah. That'll put you to sleep real quick.
I know. I drive by there too often now. But now, my commute this week was going to Long Island. Shoot me.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
5 hours in community traffic. F this.
Hell no.
Fuck that.
You know what? I could piss off New Yorkers right now by saying one thing.
We have better pizza and bagels.
No, you mother effers can't drive for shit.
That is true.
I think they already know that, sir.
Yeah, they already know that.
Yeah, I know. They know that because I've almost crashed into them a few times because one asshole decided to do a brake check in the middle of the damn highway.
Oh, I almost got into an accident yesterday taking a left. The guy fucking cuts across, so it's a 2-lane street in Newark, and the guy just fucking from the right side cuts across right in front of us to get into a parking lot.
Man, what a dick.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Oh, man.
Remember, folks, not safe for work language, but we don't care.
It's 10:40 at night. I don't think anybody cares what's said.
Do you know where your kids are?
I was thinking the same fucking thing. Holy shit.
Oh,
40 minutes late with that.
Yeah, it's all good.
What happened?
It's 10 p.m. You know where your children are?
So, I guess today, we get on the air literally as soon as Dynamite ends. So,
It already ended, yeah.
Yeah, literally as soon as we hit play or as soon as we hit live, Dynamite decides to go off the air. So thank you, Tony, for that. So I guess today we could just make it a shoot the shit episode. What do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about this merger
Or
first.
Jade.
What, the merger of my ass and my bed?
No, more like the whole WBD deal.
All right.
Let's start with
So-
the business first, and then we'll go into the pleasure.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna pull up what Sean Ross Sapp has to say. Because they actually, yes, they put out a lot of information at Fightful. So, basically, along the lines of AEW's TV deal, Dynamite and Collision will continue to air on TBS and TNT, respectively, but will also stream live on Max starting in January 2025. AEW pay-per-views will also be on Max at a discounted rate later on in 2025. As of now, Dynamite and Collision will remain on Wednesday and Saturday, respectively. And Rampage will no longer air on Warner Brothers Discovery. Rampage was a show that WBD requested in 2021, but upon the new deal, both sides prioritized Dynamite and Collision.
Because those are the two better shows.
Well, those are the two 2-hour shows. So they're going to bring in more money. And those are the 2 live shows, too. WBD noted that Rampage could end up elsewhere, but we've yet to hear any plans regarding that brand. As it pertains to AEW library, right now the plan is to have Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage's full library included on Max. If Rampage does go elsewhere, the library moving forward will not be on WBD. So that means everything up until right now, or whenever this were to go live, Rampage's history will be on Max. If Rampage goes somewhere else, it will not. Everything after that announcement will not go on WBD or Max.
Man.
Regarding the financial reports of the deal, we were told neither AEW or WBD disclosed those details. Variety said it would be near $150 million per year. Sports Business Journal had heard 170. Fightful Select reported earlier that this year that at least double what they had been making was offered, which would have been at least in the 140-150 range. However, those that we spoke to said when the Puck had originally reported 170 million a year, that excuse me, let me rephrase that. When Puck had originally reported the 170 million a year, that would end up being low compared to what AEW would end up getting. AEW will also get pay-per-view revenue as a result of the pay-per-view events airing at a discounted rate on Max. And then one last thing we've had is that True TV and Ring of Honor were never mentioned to us or in the press materials. AEW did regain some additional elements in the deal. Since the announcement of Collision in 2023, WBD maintained exclusivity, which is why AEW Dark went away. However, under this new deal, AEW regains those rights. There have been mentions internally about possibly using Dark in the future, but nothing is confirmed. So that's pretty much the gist of the deal right now. And that I think if you can read between the lines, that might be alluding that AEW properties may appear somewhere else and not back on YouTube.
Interesting.
Any ideas where? Again, series.
So the theory is that potentially a new show called Shockwave, a 1-hour show potentially, will be on FS1, Fox Sports 1.
Replacing Rampage.
So here's the thing. They don't exactly know if Rampage is going away or not.
Yeah.
How I would have done it is you have the pay-per-views plus Dynamite and Collision, or Dynamite and Rampage on the Warner networks. And then you do Collision plus the new show Shockwave on FS1, Fox, whatever. Especially with Fox, you don't have to request as much money as WWE did. And they're going to be way happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're getting, from what I've heard, it's similar ad rights. The ad numbers, yeah, they're similar for both AEW and WWE.
Yeah, and AEW doesn't need that much money like what happened.
Yeah. And plus people complain about AEW ratings. I mean, you look at WWE's ratings. Last Monday Night Raw did a 1.5. And that's 100,000 less than AEW's best all time. So I mean, people have to understand we're not, even in terms of 5 years ago, the way people consume media, let alone wrestling, is very different.
Still, though, I mean, the thing about AEW with the ratings at the steady 600s and 700s, I'm like, that's kind of that seems to be okay. I mean, I don't expect to be in the millions. I mean, that's just not feasible these days.
Warner or WWE is barely above 1 million. You know?
Yeah, that's never really these days.
Yeah, so I mean, people, and plus you're also talking about Nielsen, which is not even considering everything. You know, it doesn't consider DVRs. It doesn't consider the amount of DVR plays within 48 hours. Yes, bless you. It doesn't, there's a whole lot of shit that Nielsen ratings don't take into account.
I thought Nielsen does the streaming stuff afterwards. It's kind of like how they do the streaming with, I know, for example, Doctor Who, what they do with the BBC is that they'll count the overnights, then they'll count the week and the second week and so on. They'll count the ratings, especially in regards to streaming.
I don't know if they're talking about like other shows, but I know in terms of wrestling, a lot of people just will talk about the overnights
Yeah.
because that's when the numbers come out too. Like they're not even waiting for the other numbers, you know, because like a lot of people will complain. Like Warner one time, I forgot how long ago, but I think it was like during the announcement of Collision. One time, Warner said that AEW does like 4 million. They reach 4 million viewers a week, and people were like, "How could that be?" That's Dynamite, Collision, Rampage.
That's AEW overall. Like,
Yeah, it's AEW overall, and it also includes the streams. You know, something that Nielsen doesn't include.
no, because the stream, like, not even just the streams, but also like the videos as well. Like when you
Yeah.
the matches on YouTube, it's like those numbers as well. So it's like they take all those numbers, they take the Nielsen figures and whatever stream figures they do, and then they add it all together.
Yeah, because that's a big reason why WWE is not back on Fox, is because Fox, although they didn't have a totally bad relationship with WWE, they felt like it wasn't worth what the ratings were coming in, giving them the amount of money. Because WWE, I think, what is it, like $1 billion a year, $2 billion a year,
In regards to money or in regards to
in regards to their TV rights deal.
I don't know. I mean, that's
Neither.
look into.
Yeah, or no, you know what? I think it's like 400 million a year
Something
for
like that.
or for Raw. And, yeah, well, actually, you know, thinking about it, it might be actually close to $1 billion. But the point is, like, they can get AEW for a fraction of that and still see similar numbers.
Or TNA even. I'm just saying.
No, TNA, I don't think, because TNA, I think, only does like 200, 300 because they're only on one channel.
If they split
Yeah.
up. I wonder.
Well, they're on one channel that's very exclusive because I don't have access.
I don't think I have it either. So
I think it's like, yeah, it's only like on Verizon and the satellites.
yeah, that's kind of limiting.
And Sling.
I mean, now
Is it on Sling?
yeah,
Yeah, it's on Sling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Brain
I have
has things on Sling. That's why Brain has
Okay.
Sling. So I wonder then.
No, I have Slings. I have Sling so I could have USA, TBS, and TNT so I could watch wrestling.
Mm.
Right, but we're talking about access as well, so you had to add that too.
I know. I had
Yeah.
that. I had that when I had Verizon, and I got it again when I had Sling because I wanted to watch New Japan.
Of course.
Mm.
So the question here is,
And now I can watch TNA too.
what if TNA branched out? Hello, Ken.
So here's the thing, right? There were reports. I don't know how true this is because no one actually released numbers about this. But apparently, when Ring of Honor was on its last, like even up until those final couple of shows with Sinclair, they were averaging about 400,000. I don't know how true that is. And Ring of Honor was supposedly in negotiations with CW. New TV deal, but obviously got sold and all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now I'm not saying TNA could do those numbers. What I'm saying is, what are they doing now? We don't know what they're doing now.
From what I've seen, they've only been doing about 150, 175.
Yeah, I mean that does. You have to consider the the limited reach they do have. Now, if they were to expand, it depends on what channel too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just going. I don't know. I'm just going to Fightful, and they were just posting some numbers like for the past few years, and the numbers wildly vary. I mean, with access, they go to like anywhere from like the lows I've seen was about 86,000, give or take, to about 150,000.
Okay, yeah. I
So-
mean that's what they're doing now because they were. If you listen to not Scott D'Amore, he just did an interview with I think Van Vliet, and he was talking about how when they were doing that thing with AEW, they were doing their best numbers in years. Like they had higher TV rates. Their pay-per-view numbers were doing better. The only thing that wasn't doing as good was the attendance numbers. But obviously, it was during lockdown, so nobody was doing attendance.
Yeah, that's just gone.
But
Interesting.
also that AEW TNA relationship was fairly one-sided.
I don't think so. Because you have, here's the thing, right? Who was the biggest name to show up in TNA with WWE with this NXT deal? Who's the biggest name to show up from NXT to TNA?
No Quarter Catch, Crew, Solruka.
That's who you would consider the biggest names?
I would say Wesley.
Bigger names.
Really?
I mean, as a big name?
AEW sent their world champion, Kenny Omega, and he was on TNA television frequently. I mean, hell, his first appearance as AEW world champion was on TNA.
Yeah.
And even what's his name? Scott D'Amore. He was talking about how when AEW had that relationship with TNA, they were doing their best numbers. They pumped life into TNA.
Right.
So people want to say that, it was one-sided. Fucking Kenny was main eventing TNA pay-per-views in TNA. In their arena, on their shows, their pay-per-views. And people were like, he was beating everyone. He's the fucking AEW world champion at this time, too. You don't want the AEW champion to lose to somebody, that's on TNA. That's never going to appear in AEW, And that's the thing. AEW guys were appearing on TNA. Well, Tony Khan was in TNA. He was in a TNA ring. But none of those guys came to AEW. If you want to talk about it, it was more AEW helping out TNA. That's the one thing I always hate.
I would have loved to have seen some TNA guys go to AEW during that.
I would have loved to too. I mean, there was technically there was only three. It was the Good Brothers, and it was
the Motor City Machine Guns appeared once,
but they weren't with TNA at that point.
Yeah, they were.
Were they? Yeah, you're right. They were. But that was actually after the partnership too. No, I'm thinking of Don Callis, because remember he was with TNA before he came to AEW. He was the president of TNA too. So I think when people say that it was one-sided, it was actually more one-sided for TNA. TNA got way more out of their relationship than AEW got.
Well, definitely.
Now, meanwhile, I'm not here to criticize the NXT TNA relationship. I think TNA is also benefiting more from that relationship than NXT. I do wish some of the bigger names in NXT would appear on TNA.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know who the bigger names in NXT are because I don't watch that show anymore. And I'm not saying that as a dig on them. I'm just saying that I really don't know that roster.
AEW.
Well, I prefer any company outside of WWE. And once again, that's not a knock. I'm not trying to be negative or, it's just I prefer other stuff. So I don't know. I'm not familiar. I should say I'm not familiar with that roster match.
I would like to see Trick make an appearance.
Okay, Trick will be one.
I want to see Moose make an appearance in NXT.
Moose is no, we're talking about from NXT to TNA.
Yeah, no, NXT guys on
TNA to NXT.
Wait, you want to go TNA to NXT? I'm going to NXT to TNA.
Yeah,
because that's what Clean was referring to when we was talking about the relationship with Omega showing up.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah, so big names from NXT to go to TNA, who would they be?
Obafemi.
Okay.
Trick,
okay.
You probably have like Roxanne or Cora.
Oh, Roxy definitely has to go.
Okay. And
Cora's here with me.
You wish.
But she looked.
Listen.
She looked
We know you're
yummy.
dyslexic, so stop misspelling your cat's name.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You mean the cat that's walked in front of me like 5 times?
Yeah.
The cat wants attention, of course.
You know, if
This
there's
cat has
one
gotten
thing,
attention since I've been home. Thank you.
what's the next TNA or NXT? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it pay per view. I'm calling it pay per view. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
I agree. It's a pay per view, but we know.
Yeah. I think Halloween Havoc,
Yes.
which is the 28th.
Okay.
You know what I want to see on that? If they want to truly show that NXT gives a fuck about TNA, let's get fucking either an Ultimate X match or let's get a King of the Mountain match.
Ooh,
King of the Mountain match.
Okay, real quick. Who is a fan of the King of the Mountain match? I'm one of them.
I am.
I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan, but I liked it, so it's not like I hate it. I just, only seen a couple of them.
I mean, the reverse ladder match where you have to climb the ladder and then hang that object.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it also includes a the thing about the King of the Mountain match is that in order for you to be able to do that, you have to pin a person.
Yeah,
so it's usually like it's usually like a 6-person match. You have to make a pin, then you are eligible to climb the ladder and put the briefcase or title up on the ladder. And what's even cooler is that there's a shark cage that's right there. That if you pin somebody, the person you pin has to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Right.
In the sin bin.
I'm just thinking, like, you could put up there a briefcase, an X, a title, a referee, a
manager,
a
Judy
knockout.
Bagwell.
Oh, I could imagine fucking
Dirty Dom.
They're Dirty Dom's doing it too.
In TNA, they definitely put anything up there.
The kitchen sink too.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's not like a reverse battle royal. You remember that?
God, that was terrible.
How do you do how do you do a reverse battle royal?
So you have to fight to get into the ring, and then I think it's like it's usually like 24 people or something, whatever, outside the ring, and then it's like the first 8 or first 12 people to get into the ring are in the match. And then it's a regular battle
and then
royal.
they throw them out.
You got to throw people out, and then when it's down to the last 2, it turns into a regular match.
Oh, so it's kind of like a CCW show where everybody wanted to get into the ring and then get kicked out of the ring.
Yeah, and then the final 2, it's a regular match, so you can win by pinfall or submission. Thanks a lot, Vince Russo.
It's Russo.
And then there's the I forgot.
Fuck Vince Russo. Fuck Vince Russo.
I forgot the name of it, but it was kind of like a coffin match. So it's with Sting and Abyss. I remember
the
that.
last rights match.
The last.
Is that what it was called?
Yes.
Where the coffin came down in the middle of the ring, and then they had to put the guy in the coffin, and then it raises up to the roof.
Yes.
And the match was so shitty. They're chanting like, "This match sucks. Fire Russo." They're chanting a whole lot of shit.
Oh God.
And then, oh my God, the fucking the Dixieland match.
What?
Oh,
I like that match.
What the hell is wait. What the hell is a Dixieland match?
Are you sure this isn't some board game?
No, this is fucking. This was Impact. This was TNA during the Vince Russo Dixie years.
That's the thing. I didn't even get close to even watching and hearing about it during those years.
For like some whenever like amazing like lockdown match or whatever amazing Ultimate X match you get a fucking Dixieland. Oh, let me look
To be
at
fair, they
so
only
explain
did
what's
the
a Dixieland
Dixieland match once.
But
it
once
was
Once is enough.
I think it was something like a ladder match. But then you had to.
They
Wait, go ahead.
started they started in the ring, which was surrounded by a cage. You had to climb up and out, and then walk up the ramp, and then
kiss Dixie.
with the tongue. And then you go to climb a ladder where they hung the TNA World Title.
Yep, yeah, that shitty thing.
Oh my god, that sounds so convoluted.
There was so many fucking TNA matches that were so goddamn confusing.
American Ninja Warrior makes more sense than this shit.
Yeah.
It's like the fuck, man. Yo.
And then there's one of my favorites though. The one I like is the Monsters Ball match.
Yeah, I think we're talking about that. Before.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but that it was basically Monster Ball. For those that weren't here, it's basically two guys. Now the gimmick. This is obviously a gimmick, but it's supposed to be two guys locked in like pitch black rooms, and they don't eat or drink for like 24 hours before their match. And then they just have like a fucking hardcore match.
That's like cutting weight before your match. Ask UFC fighters.
Well, the idea is that they're supposed to be like out of their fucking minds, and they're supposed to be like batshit crazy.
Have them take Molly. What the hell? You don't need that much.
Yeah, true.
Really?
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I remember the first Monsters Ball, like where they actually like made it seem like everything was going on, to where they kept them locked in a room. Monty Brown comes out, sees the light, and just starts covering his eyes.
Yep. They had one. The last one that I remember, it was, I think, Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. I know Sami Callihan was in it. No, it was Moose. Sami Callihan and Moose.
Moose.
Mouse.
Moose, a big motherfucker.
And you know what? I'm so goddamn proud of him.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
You know what I can't fucking believe with Moose? He's been with TNA for fucking 8 years.
Him and Eddie are like their two longest.
See, Eddie's been there for more than a decade now.
Yeah, because he was there with Davey Richards.
Yeah. But Moose, I remember I was at one of his last ROH matches. It was my first ROH show. And I think he had like a one-on-one. And ironically, I forget if his manager at the time was Nana or if it was Stokely Hathaway. I honestly forgot. But yeah, no, it was also ROH's last show at Terminal 5.
Mm.
And yeah, they Moose was, I think, in a one-on-one. I forgot the opponent.
I only think he was with Nana for a little bit. I think it very quickly went back. It went over to Stokely.
Yeah, I mean, that was like his last year in ROH, and then he showed up in TNA. And yeah, no, he was the one that actually brought back the TNA World Title. Because there was a whole storyline where he wanted a title shot, but they wouldn't give it to him. So he was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I'm a TNA World Champ.
Why not?
Then, yeah, why not?
Right?
And I forgot who unified it. I think it was actually Russ Omega.
No, it was Rich Swann.
Oh, it was Rich Swann, and then, yeah, Omega won it from Swann.
Yep.
And then, hell, people forget. Fucking one of the biggest things about TNA was, like, that helped them during that AEW relationship. The fucking main event of the first ever Rampage is the TNA World Championship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where TNA original Christian won it. Well, I wouldn't say original, but oh, he's like
Close.
almost an OG. Yeah, he's close.
Then we have lost the silent assassin.
He's there. He just turned the light off.
He's going dark.
He's going.
He's
He's
in the
going.
dark web.
AEW Dark.
He's going dark. I want to be honest. That was another thing I didn't like.
What's that?
Fucking AEW Dark and Evolution and shit like that.
I
'Cause-
I loved watching the jobbers get their asses kicked.
But I mean, here it was fun to watch when you're watching it on YouTube. But when you're in the fucking arena, right, and they tell you bell time is 6:30, but Dynamite doesn't start till 8. That means they do almost like an hour and a half of fucking like jobber matches, and it's all
Enhancement talent.
yeah, and it's like legit. I think like my first Dynamite, they did like 13 dark matches. They did like 13 or 14 dark matches. They were all like 2 minutes each, except for the last one, which was about like 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm. It's like go
And-
up there and show off what you got.
Yeah, and it's like I remember one of them was like fucking Thunder Rosa, and I think the main event was actually Joey Janela versus what's his name?
What's his
I
name?
don't know him.
The guy from Jersey City. Oh, that
Sonny.
Sonny Kiss, yeah. Yeah, that was their main event. And it was like it only went like 7 to 9. So like when you're at an AEW show and they did Dark and Evolution or Evolution, that fucking sucked.
Mm-hmm.
But
Seems like
Santana Ortiz weren't one of them.
say that again?
I remember Santana and Ortiz was in one of those jobber matches.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh yeah, there's no doubt. A lot of those dark matches or like those darks were just to get, and a lot of them was just like get local people on the show.
yeah, the local yokels.
Well, I mean the local talent signed to the company. Like I remember, like you said, Santana Ortiz,
Do you want me to stop?
Claimed, a lot of those local talents.
I just
Pay per view, Voltaire pay per views have not been 2 hours in a long fucking time. It's been at least like 20 years, maybe. No, not even.
Orange Vets. Yeah, most pay-per-views are at least 2 hours now. I don't think I've ever seen any pay-per-view that was less than 2 hours.
Same.
I don't even remember a pay per view that was less than 3
For what? TNA?
for any company.
Anything.
No, everything's been like 3 hours about. That's honestly a question.
Yeah.
I've never seen a pay-per-view or PLE or whatever go underneath 3 hours.
I've seen like WWE ones go 2, like the old In Your Houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like almost 30 years ago.
Do we even
Yeah.
kind of count that though? Like, I mean, I
Yeah, but still
kind of
pay-per-view.
It was glorified house shows, though. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
back then, there were only 4 real pay per views. Everything else
Yeah.
were glorified house shows. It wasn't until they stopped the In Your House and it became like, Backlash, Judgment Day, shit like that. That's when they actually became pay per views.
That In Your House is
Yeah.
kind of just goofy as hell though.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I be honest?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
But I was going to say, the one thing I actually do watch from WWE, I might actually subscribe to their channel, is the fucking WWE Vault channel.
Ooh.
Yes.
They have some legitimately good shit on it. Like, they posted a match of, it was El Generico versus Samurai Del Sol, which was I forgot his name in TNA or in WWE.
Kalisto.
Yes. It was a match from them, from Evolved. I was like,
Wow.
what the fuck. Like they aired a match. It was I forgot who it was, but it was somebody versus Adam Pearce from UPW in 2000. And for those that don't know, UPW is the promotion that trained Samoa Joe and John Cena.
Mm.
And you know, actually, technically, they were the first ever wrestling company to do streaming. They were the first ever to stream an event through the internet in, I think, 2000. But what were we going to say, JP?
As we all know, I'm in a hotel for the next week,
Or
so I must bid a fond adieu.
Yes.
Adieu to you too.
Yes, I will be back next week for a little bit, and then the week after, I'll be in mini place.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. All right, see you. I
Yay.
give you all one. Boop the snoot, boop the snoot.
Boop the
No
snoot.
boop
I
with the
will-
snoot. Go boop.
Boop the
Go
snoot.
boop. PPG's snoot.
She's over by Joe right now, but
Okay.
all right, bye guys.
All right. Take care, JP. Have a good night.
Thank you, Voltaire. Thank you for
Yeah.
the compliment. No, he said like I'm a encyclopedia. I tell you what, man. When there's shit that I love, man, I am like fucking obsessed with that shit.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, I know I've been ranting for like about 36 minutes now.
Who's
Any of
counting?
you guys got anything to talk about or you want to talk about?
Let's see. Let's go on another subject. So we get pretty much covered the whole AEW insanity, covering moving around. I'm still surprised, like with Rampage, but
So how about
that's an hour?
NXT yesterday?
I saw the new look. Okay. I watched I saw one video. It was the new intro. Can I be honest?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I hate intros to these wrestling shows that are not like hard rock or metal.
Yeah.
Does not fucking hype me up. Like listening to rap like as the show intro. Don't get me wrong, I like rap. I don't like modern rap. I like old school rap.
Oh yeah.
But just listen to this shit. I'm just like, this doesn't hype me up. Like I go back, like my favorite show intro of all time is Raw Across the Nation. Oh shit. Oh, closer. I got the San Diego game coming out. The screen went dark. I'm like, what the fuck happened? The closer's coming out. But yeah, no. Like I think if you guys, if you guys got any opinions on this, like, I think it should be like hard rock and metal. That'll fucking hype you up. You want to run through a wall, and then they have the show pyros, the boom, 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 boom. Then the drunk guy with his fucking shirt up and with all the signs in the crowd.
We don't
What do you
want
guys
to run
think?
through walls. We're not the Shockmaster.
Hey,
And
if
again,
I'm
we-
hyped
If
enough,
we go through a wall, we're not going to trip.
yeah, true. But then again, will the wall even break for any of us?
right.
Yeah, I think it would break for us because it's just drywall.
I mean, my dumbass will fucking go right into a brick wall. So,
Of course.
That explains so much about you.
but yeah. So, you guys have any opinions about that?
I haven't checked it out
Well,
yet.
considering I haven't seen it yet,
I haven't seen it
because
either.
I asked for a little bit of help the other day, and all I got in return was crickets.
Well, I mean, I saw it on social media.
I didn't see anything yet. I mean, the only thing I watched tonight was just AEW. I've been I've been working too damn hard in training, so it's like I haven't got a chance to watch wrestling other than tonight, and that's because I was off today.
Yeah, and
I should watch.
obviously, like I said earlier, I don't care to watch that show. So
I mean, I kind of like the silver logo now, but that's because I like silver anyway. I like silver. That's just me.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad color scheme. I'm just saying, like, to me, NXT should incorporate some form of yellow. Raw should always have red, and SmackDown should always have blue.
Keeping the same colors, yeah. It seems kind of weird, basically dropping the yellow, going to silver. I mean, like, silver. It's as you said, if it's something like we're going to these traditional color schemes, I see. That's why I see a point.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, keep the colors just so that we have like the brand identity, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you look at how many different ways Raw has evolved and like changed its brand, but the one thing that it's always had red. Mm-hmm. Same thing with SmackDown,
and with this blue,
and it's not always the same color red. It's just some form of red. Same like with SmackDown. It started out as like a light blue, I think, and then it came that dark blue or that that royal blue, and then like dark blue, and then all these different shades of blue. So it's still blue.
Saying they were all could start off with the different shades of red, and also remember with SmackDown, the logo started off with more like a black and a slight blue.
Yeah,
like black white with a slight blue at the end for the exclamation point, and then it went more blue.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad they're not doing that WCW bullshit logo they did.
Oh, the bird shit logo.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm glad they didn't go like that route. Like small N, big X, small T.
Yeah. You want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
Bischoff didn't even know that logo was coming.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
He said he saw a press release one day that had the new logo on it, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Somebody was on crack to make that logo.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Barry, no dying, please. Hold on, he's still going through the red bronchitis, clearing out the damn throat. You all right, man?
Yeah, all good.
All right, you're good, son. Clean, you're all right. Brain, you okay, man? Whoa. All right. He's got the bounce, it looks like.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I guess
just keep
I guess this is a wonderful time to announce that we are planning to upgrade to 2 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see us coming this Monday. I guess we're gonna have a post Raw show, and none of us are gonna watch Raw.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll be at work till 11 Monday.
Yep, and I just won't be giving a shit.
Basically, we're gonna recap Bad Blood.
All right. Oh, that's this weekend.
That's it's Saturday.
Block.
I was like, he got Voltaire wants to talk about SmackDown, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
Too.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about in 5 days. So with that, I guess I could take us out.
Hold on, Voltaire, watch Raw.
Yes, watch. Well,
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, watch Raw.
If you ask me, don't.
or
who asked you?
Voltaire did. But do you want me to do the closing, or do you want to do it, Brain?
Be my guest.
All right.
Out.
Yeah. So for Brain, Silent Assassin, Dollar Bill, I'm the cleaner. Too sweet and keep it tight.
All night. Woo.
Booyah.
Booyakasa.